Hello everyone, and welcome to week 28 of my No Buy Year. And today I kind of have a rant for you all. Alright, it's not a rant for you, but it's just a rant in general. I've covered this topic a couple of times on my channel already, and those of you who've seen a few videos might know already that I'm not usually one to get heated, and I'm probably not going to get that heated in this video, to be honest, but you never know. I have seen, and since doing my first initial reflections, have perhaps developed stronger ideas to the excess that is PR, and even to some extent sponsored content. Because basically these creators get paid to receive things for free. And there are a few examples of this that really kind of got me a little agitated, let's just say. So some of you might have seen these examples, and I don't know, I'm still debating whether or not to feature them. If I do, in fact, decide to feature them, maybe you'll be watching them now. One of these being a video where the creator was referencing this is 1 week of PR and proceeds to open stacks and stacks of packages that were up to the ceiling. And I don't like spotlighting other people's content for judgment, so I really don't know if you're going to be seeing this right now, but you can picture it with me. So there's boxes stacked to the ceiling. You can see this whole wall of packages full of who knows what. And even if you can't see that specific picture in your mind's eye, you can imagine the creator unboxing a bunch of packages that they received for free, going through the PR that they received as an influencer. And now that I've been removed from the shopping online consumer culture for months now, during my No Buy Year, I see this as totally ridiculous. It's totally ludicrous, as corrupting the concept of online shopping, consuming in general, because it's distorting the value of these brands. If influencers get this sheer quantity of things just for the sake of being influencers and having an audience, having eyeballs to show the stuff to, it really devalues everything in my eyes. Anyway, I guess I just have a lot of questions, right? When I see this now, I think, how is this aspirational? How are people watching this? How are people commenting and saying things like how it's goals and how they wish that this was their lives, and people want to be influencers so that they can get a piece of this lifestyle, get gifted things from brands for free as well. When you see stuff in that sheer quantity, it clearly looks like junk, to me at least. A bunch of junk with no value. And to that creator, it literally has no value because they didn't spend any money to acquire it. The small value it might have is just in the piece of content that they can create using opening the box of the packages. When it's in that quantity as well, you can literally see the waste, and you can imagine the inconveniences that come with receiving that much mail. You can fathom how much of a pain it might be to break down that much cardboard, to find ways to recycle the little bits of plastic inside each and every box that they receive. Where would they put all the stuff that they receive in the boxes, you know, the actual valuable goods? Where are they going to put all of that? How are they going to use all that? Who are they going to give it to if they're not using it themselves? Which no one person can use that many things by themselves. And that kind of glorifies the cycle of acquisition, acquiring, and then decluttering for the world at large, right? If somebody is doing it and some other people are witnessing them do it, it kind of becomes a more normalized behavior. So the concept of sending PR then just becomes ridiculous and ludicrous. And why? Why is this happening? It devalues the item. It causes a normalization of acquiring and getting rid of things. And I guess the only value, if you buy something only to get rid of it later, is that you spent the money to buy it in the first place. And I guess the thing is, that person who is receiving the wall full of packages is then kind of elevated as the it girl, the cool, the person who's lucky enough to receive all the gifts or has done the right things in life to be able to be showered with rewards, free stuff that other people can only dream of. But when you see it like this, it's just too blatant, right? It just looks icky to me. And I don't know if I'd seen examples like this prior to this No Buy Year. I don't remember seeing any. I don't know if it's just gotten worse in the last 6 months. But I would like to think that if I had seen this, I would think that it was a little excessive and raise some alarm bells of like, why am I supporting any of these brands if this is how they reward their actual consumer? Now, I mean, I can understand why brands do it. It's advertising that nobody really pays for. It's just the wholesale cost of a few of the items for the brand. And it could be transmitted to millions of eyeballs that then creates more consumers for them. It's kind of like the equivalent of brands throwing a bunch of spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And up until this point, I feel like a lot of it has or had been sticking. People receive the free gifts, inevitably show gratitude, and they tend not to say bad things about the gifts they received for free. The people who kind of want that product will then buy it. And then the people who wish they received these things for free will see it as a goal. Will see it as something that they want to strive to achieve by becoming an influencer. So PR also represents a preferential experience, right? If a brand is going to send someone something in the hopes that they will talk positively about it, they might be paying for expedited shipping. They might get a special level of packaging. They might get a free gift in there that the regular consumer is not. And all these things kind of create that insult to injury for the normal consumer, where they actually spend their money to buy this thing and they don't get the free gift. They don't get the preferential treatment. They don't get the butler sent to their door or the brand trips for free. It's all in service of that fantasy, because the real person's purchase is never going to be like that. It's all a public display of consumerism, or PDC. I'm going to coin that, mark my words. And it just comes back to the idea that it's not representing anything about real life. And again, I talked about this like 2 weeks ago when I did a video every day during the 4th of July week. Consumerist culture online is not real life. And I really think that PR especially is one of the biggest drivers of this unreality and unrelatability. And I really think it needs to stop. Or at the very least, I think us consumers, we consumers, need to become more angry about it and less tolerant of it, and have it become an obstacle to supporting a brand. I don't know, I do realize I'm lacking some perspective because I've never received PR myself. And I don't know if my opinions would change or be swayed by the experience of actually being on the other side. I can tell you right now that I don't think I would believe that it's legitimate to just take PR from brands you'd never heard of. I will say that I did receive my first ever marketing PR offer in the mail for some jewelry brand called Miss Blue or something like that. And I clicked on their Instagram and immediately I thought, what the heck is this drop shipping? And I did not even reply to that email, but it was very clearly a generic, hello, insert your name here. We've seen your YouTube channel and are interested. We think you might be interested in some of these products. We specialize in moissanite jewelry or whatever. And first of all, I thought it was funny because obviously most of my content is geared to either not buying stuff or more recently the dangers of such practices, PR sponsorships. And secondly, why would I even look into this brand that I'd never heard of? It's kind of the same principles of why would I buy something that has not been on my radar, right? I had not heard of this brand before. I wasn't looking for jewelry. Why would I accept PR from a company like that? Just to get something for free? I am not trying to get stuff for free. Like, that is a downside. That is not a positive thing to me anymore. I do not want to fuel the public displays of consumerism. I do not want to support brands that I've never heard of prior to them reaching out in order for me to try to get them some more eyeballs on their product. I am curious as to how long it will take for me to get an offer from a brand that I have heard of, or if indeed that will ever happen. But one thing I know for sure is that I won't be accepting any offers if I haven't previously heard of or used the brand prior to them reaching out. Like, that's the lowest bar, I think, for accepting something for free. If I didn't organically need the product or category of product, then what value do I have in accepting it, reviewing it, testing it, showing it to people, even if my channel was not a no-buy channel or conscious consumerism, thinking about consumerism critically channel. So anyway, that's today's rant. My tolerance for seeing stuff like this has gone way, way, way down through the roof, through the surface of the earth, to the core, to the molten lava of what the heck is going on here, of this is ridiculous. We're clearly getting a little unhinged, but I guess the thesis here is that PR is even worse than I thought. Sponsored content is perhaps even more problematic than I thought, And the concept of these social media advertising platforms maybe just needs to go away. Okay, that's enough for today. Bye for now, and I will see you in the next one.